everyone, thanks for joining us. Today we're going to be discussing an important area of the manufacturing module. As Daryl mentioned, we're going to be dealing with creating an assembly item and all the settings that are available for you there. Now, for those of you who are new to AdvancePro manufacturing, the assembly item is a product that you manufacture from a number of component products. So like any regular product, you could still buy that from a vendor, like a co-packer relationship, but you now also have the capability to specify a recipe or a bill of materials and then go ahead and build that product yourself using our manufacturing tools. So we're going to come right down into AdvancePro at this point, and this is our manufacturing module. So if you have manufacturing enabled, you can go into our manufacturing panel right up here at the top. If you don't see this on your version of AdvancePro, on your installation of AdvancePro, feel free to reach out to your AdvancePro advisor, and we can go ahead and get that set up for you. Now, the manufacturing module essentially has two big components. There's the assembly item itself, which you can think of as a set of instructions, or like I said, a recipe. And then there's the work order, and the work order essentially tells AdvancePro to follow that recipe and go and build some of that product. So this is a little bit different from a kit, where kits simply track the amount of product that you could make with the components of the kit. There's actually an event called the work order where you are actually building a stock level and converting those components into the finished product. So here we're actually tracking the actual built stock levels. Now, just to explain this whole setup, rather than creating a fresh one today, we're going to go into an already built assembly item. All I would do is create an assembly item, and just like adding a product, we're going to have a blank product setup page to deal with. We're going to go to view an existing product. And on our way, you'll see assembly items actually get this little icon right here. And if you go to the legend at View Products, you can actually filter down by the various product types. So here we're in our various product types. We're going to go into a specific one that we've already built. And you'll see, just like a regular product, you are going to see that we get a name and a SKU, B2B and B2C descriptions, UPC, so all of the regular settings that you're expecting with a product. It's where we get into the next tab, this BOM info tab, that we really start to see a change. So when we get into the BOM, this is where we have a big departure from a standard item. You'll see we can add components at different quantities. If you track items by weight or volume, these can easily be pounds or liters as well. And you can actually specify down to 4 decimal points the amount of the component that you're using. Now we have 4 types of items, or 4 sort of recipe guidelines. So the first type you'll see here is basic. And a basic item means every single time you produce 1 unit of the finished product, you are going to use this specific set quantity of the component or the ingredient being used. Now, this is very basic, and it's probably the type of manufacturing that you're going to do if you're in the electronics or the automotive industry doing assemblies. But we also have these other types. We have add-ons, variables, and add-on/variable. And these enable you to add products on, sort of optional items that sometimes you'll use them, sometimes you won't. Variables are when you might use the same item at different quantities. So if you have a filler material, for example. And then add-on/variable is where you might use different SKU components and at different quantities. So you really have a lot of flexibility here, where you get into more things like food production and chemical production, where you might be changing the recipe slightly each time, or where you might be customizing a build for a customer. The other area I want to touch on here is this little S icon, and this stands for substitution. So we can actually go and create a substitution rule where in the event that, say, we're out of stock on a particular item, or we're doing a special kind of build, we can go and add any other item in our inventory as a substitution for this particular item. In this case, we're looking at a power supply, I believe. Now, these different rules can all be set up for a massive amount of customization at the work order level, so we can make choices as we go to do a particular manufacturing run, or we can also do this, we can actually add items on the fly at the time of the work order as well. And this can all go into a really comprehensive way to track all of the costs involved in your manufacturing process. And we're going to cover the work order stage in a future session of AdvancePro University. But you do get this very robust way to see for a specific run or a specific lot what your cost was, as well as your average cost over time. Now, as we move forward into the build pricing info, you'll see our cost is actually automatically determined based on the cost prices of our components. Now, we can add in an adjustment line, and this can account for things like labor, upkeep on any machinery that's involved, and then we can also set our selling price. Now, just like a regular product, we can set volume discounts, and then we can also go and set vendor details as well. So again, just like a regular product, we can have a vendor SKU, we can have a vendor name, so it appears differently when we're ordering from a vendor. So this way we could easily set up co-packers who are going and producing this product for us, or we can manufacture it in-house. Now, as we move ahead, this gets increasingly into similar settings that you're going to see in any other product. So again, we have our customer pricing area. We have additional info where we can set things like our reorder alert levels in each warehouse. And you can still use that reorder alert level report to now tell you to go make a work order for these manufactured products, for the assembly items. You'll also see that we can put in our custom fields, and we can sync into QuickBooks product names that may be different from this one. And we can do serial number management, which can be very important for the products you're manufacturing internally. And just like before, we can track commissions, we can track any hyperlinks or images that we want to attach to this product in our stores, and we can link it out to cross-sellers. So this is just a little snapshot, a little tour of assembly items as we start to look at manufacturing, and like I said, we will be addressing manufacturing in a number of ways in some upcoming AdvancePro University sessions. This concludes today's lesson. It's